have more bedrooms. It's really hard to see here, but there's bedrooms here, another grow room. There's a shit ton more bedrooms down here, all the way up to top. There's another grow room back there, more bedrooms, stuff like that. There will be probably solar panels and wind turbines out the back. There'll be solar out the back, I think wind turbines on the front, on like the ocean side. And I'm in the process of trying to get there at least one of the 2 locations up here built. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Should be able to do it with this one. So I've got everything like laid out already, so you can kind of see everything. But the big diamond right there, that will be the production area, and what is that? Storage, production, and something else. I'll figure it out. I remember. That smaller diamond will be hospital. The second one will be a hospital. This one up here will be a recreation in the center, cold storage at the top, and then what is it? It's kitchen and butchering area down the bottom part of that. This one's just a grow room, stuff like that. So yeah, we're getting there. I've just started putting my turrets up too. We had to abandon so much stuff at the last location just because it was a really glitchy site after the 1.5 update. It just wasn't worth the time to try to stay there for longer. And pretty much as soon as we left, we only left there last week. It was a month or so of effort trying to get out of there. But yeah, we only just left last week, and it's been so much better. It's been such a huge improvement overall with like the game itself. That site was just so fucking glitchy, so I'm really glad that we decided to move. It was basically like, you know how we see the terrain and stuff? There was no terrain, it was just black. There was just a black background and like some stuff that I built. Like you just couldn't see shit. When I opened up, like if I clicked on a colonist, I looked at their bio and I clicked off them, this window here, although blanked out, would stay. There was all sorts of issues. No mate, you're not having that. We've been talking about this for at least an hour now. Nobody's getting the smoke leaf. I'm calling in a trader, and they will hopefully come in and buy the smoke leaf, and then nobody will be having a shit fit about that. It'll be whatever the next nearest drug is, I'm sure. So I made this colony a no drugs colony. In the past, I've had colonies where we make like Tranca. No. So I've made like beer and other stuff, smoke leaf, the tea, all sorts of stuff in like previous colonies. But this one I decided to go no drugs, which means that there's a whole slew of recreational stuff they just can't access. So it's a bit frustrating, but it's still kind of fun to me. All right, let me run that ad for Grim. There we go. It's between ads, so I can do that easier at the moment. Where'd my game go? Come back here. All right. For anybody that's about to get an ad, you've got time to get a drink or, you know, put some food on or something. You'll be right. Let's get some of these beds moved. The easier thing too is all the good beds are the ones that don't have the delete symbol on them. And again, this does rely on them not actually being in the bed as well. That does help. Star. I don't know. I think this should automatically move wherever their bed is. I must have selected off somebody's bed then. Yeah. I know. I just put it down lower. That's fine. I'm trying to make sure I get as many beds as I can already in place so that I can make the next set of beds and so on and so forth. Like, I've got a heap here. Yeah, I could make him a lot closer. It would definitely help, but it's fine. We'll get there. We'll get all the beds in place and then we'll make more. Once I move them out of the way, people will start to rebuild the beds anyway, which is kind of nice. I think I've done all those. Done yours, not that. And I've only got like a couple more down here to go. They're doing really great with like the blocks and stuff too. It's really nice to see them actually like making the excessive blocks. Like, I don't even have much in production. They need clothes. I don't have clothes. I've got textiles. I don't have stuff for it though. Snakes in a daze. That's fine. You can be in a daze, mate. I also had like a couple of snakes as well. I don't think I've got as many anymore. I think we lost a couple. Should be able to get a room up there too. What? Mo's. At least getting the first line of bedrooms here be great. They're almost done. With so many people in here that can do mining, this place is just ripping through it. It's great. Let's grab that and get rid of a couple. So I think it should be stable enough. I think. I hope so anyway. But let's hit that up with a save. And I pretty much want them to do like at least one like apartment block of beds. I'd love for them to deconstruct and fix this up, but I'm not going to see them do it anytime soon. I would like to be able to open up the opposite end and add in a door and stuff up here at some point. I need to kind of make the grow room a thing. I might actually make that a thing. I can't quite close it in yet, but I don't know to what degree I could enclose it. Maybe we just have... Can I have... So, yeah, bridges. And Bombay's... Oh... Bombay is ready to fucking recruit. I just wish they'd recruit him. Alright, that'll get me at least a wall. It won't be perfect. I'll bring in the moisture pump things as well up here. I'm pretty sure I could probably slip a couple up. Like, I'm gonna bring power and stuff through this anyway, so I might as well put them right to like the edges and stuff. I'll put an extra one there, that'll be fine. And maybe one on the outsides, wherever I can there. Alright, that's not going to help too much, obviously, until I get them plugged in. It's not going to help at all. But if I could get that enclosed, even with a bridge, that would be great. Between getting the only goth girl in Stardew or trying Marriage Story with Leah, the redhead. Lol. I don't know. I guess it just depends on, in the game, if that gives you any kind of benefit, if their personalities and stuff is more bearable over the long run, like how much you actually play with that character and stuff. Like, there's been some characters in certain games where I'm like, I really like this character, even though it's not like a preference and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I'd rather deal with this character over and over again than the other one, because it's just more enjoyable. That's how I kind of view it. Let's put the extra butchering stations up here. I've got more of these too. At the moment, I'm just stuffing these as best I can into this area. So at least there's like shelves. I can move this shit later is how I view it. Who's got the flu? Just Crow? That's not too bad. If only one person's got a flu or plague or mechanites or whatever the fuck they've got, not really that big of a deal. Right, I've got one more of these to move. Try not to choke up this place, but it's not really got a choice. Alright, let's get a couple more up here. Honestly, at like the way the colony is at this point, I would like to get a chance to at least bring everybody in, calm them the fuck down, let them pick up their weapons before we potentially get attacked next time. Because I think now that we've got... Oh, for fuck's sake. I think now that we've got, for the most part, an actual base, right? Because we've been moving just so consistently lately. I think what might end up happening is we might actually get like a damn decent raid happen. We haven't had that happen for a while. What are you doing? Are you just psychotically wandering? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no, for a while we had really big raids. Like, we had like groups of like 75 raiding us. We had triple groups of 25 raiding us. We had big mech battles, all sorts of shit. And then when we started moving and we were between two locations and shit was just kind of all over the place, things were kind of weird. We were getting raided by like little groups. We were getting raided by like just like the most insignificant shit. And I could only chop it up to the fact that I had everybody scattered everywhere doing stuff, and I think the game was like working with that. But that's not necessarily still the case. I mean, as we can clearly see, over the majority of my colony is here. I also still haven't put up all the rest of my turrets. Like, I've got them mapped out where they're supposed to be, but my people haven't put them up yet. I haven't put them up along the top yet either. That's fine. Let's see, where else have we got here? If I can find... I know I didn't bring all of my butchering tables. And the ones that I do have that will be coming should be on one of these last two groups, now that I think about it, because we had cooks till the end, unlike last time. where I left all the cooks to the end and I took like all the benches and shit. It was a bit of a mistake because we ran out of food on Salvation when we were trying to move, and that caused everybody to just flip out. Like, I don't mind if they're having a food binge. I actually like when they have a food binge because we have enough food for that. It's not a problem. Like, if I can just zoom away from stuff for a moment, like we've got at least like 2,800 rice. Like, I don't think we have any packaged survival meals at the moment anymore because I think everybody's eating them. I know, we've got fucking, sorry, we've got 1,000 of those. We're still good for that. They still don't really want to eat that, so it's fine. We'll make decent food soon enough. Like, at the moment, we are using this to cook a little fireplace. So, you know, we'll get there. If they start moving stuff around, like, I have a lot of these. Like, I have a lot of these. Like, a shit ton, if I zoom out and keep on track. How many have I got? I've got 11 within visible area. So, like, we're going to still have one hell of a rec room up here, by the way. How are we going for... We got the chem reactors outdoors up here. That's not supposed to be there. And the other one should be... We have a bear here. Really, Tadashi? Hold up. I gotta kill a grizzly. Label that up. And we got mufflos to tame. Let's make sure they're not one of the ones coming back, because we don't take backsies here. If you leave my colony, you're basically walking back into death. Let's see. Tadashi. Where you are. Yeah, that's kind of how it works here is you're part of my colony, willingly or not, or you've made a choice and it's the wrong choice. It's kind of how it works. Plus everybody, because this is where I put the medical thing, everybody keeps getting attended to. It's fantastic. Instead, Goth Girl's worth it. See, I haven't played Stardew, so I can't really like comment on it. I've seen little bits and pieces of it, and I know a lot of people tend to go towards like the goth girl, goth guy sort of ones, but I don't have any like point of reference as to like why beyond external values and stuff. So I always just figured that's a matter of preference, but then again, I mean, it really is anyway, so I kind of don't want them constantly walking through here, honestly. But we'll get that door built eventually. And then we've got the other door up here. We just don't have a way for them to get in. So, do I want a door to be like here? Because that's not too bad of an idea. I was putting it mostly on the front. I was putting a double door situation. But if I build a door, what's basically going to happen is my people are going to go... Oh, Benico. Do I just want it like here and here? Might be good. Where you at? And you are killing who? Who knows? Doesn't matter. You're right next to Tofu and that's a choice. Alright. Benico, have you got health? You're not allowed to self 10. Let's fix that. Nope. Okay, food poisoning. That's actually kind of the standard here. And to be fair, the last kitchen was not clean. We did not have a choice in that matter. The fact that they had food at all, leaving that base after moving twice in a row back to back, was a lucky thing on its own. Alright, Nitro mate, I think you're probably fast enough to get Benico up to somewhere. So it did find really good seed and tile recently. It's only one opening, surrounded by mountains on the north side. Was pretty happy about it. That sounds pretty good. I actually haven't played in any mountainous maps yet. So unfortunately, because like when I play RimWorld, a lot of my games last for like over a year plus IRL. I don't get to try a lot with it. So far, I haven't had mountainous. I have had sea. I have had like standalone, like an ocean tile, like out here somewhere. I've had, for the most part, a lot of like temperate forest. I've had a little bit of, I think, swamp and rainforest. Not much else. I've had tundra though. That was one of the games I had. That was a mistake. I started there and I'm like, never again. So whenever I see like the off-world flag up in the tundra, I'm like, fuck that. Like this colony itself has been going for a year and 3 months, I think, or longer. Was it? It was March. last year is when I started this colony. So I don't know, whatever up to that, I think that's supposed to be like a year and 3 months. Sounds about right. But yeah, it's been going for a while, and I've still got the first 21 colonists I started with. I started with 21 colonists from other maps, and the idea was that I kind of expected them to kill each other, and the game did not last very long. And for some reason they didn't kill each other, and they actually like really got along, which was a fucking surprise. And here we are. So yeah, at some point I decided, I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to go for the off-world flag. I'm just going to take a friggin' army to it. Since everybody's happy with that, we'll just progressively move up through the map. But the first location we had, we were able to stay there for like almost a year and get the colony like really nice and stable. And then we started moving, and it's just been like 3 months of moving, 3-4 months of moving, just like non-stop, which has been kind of hellish. Because if you can imagine moving this many people, small caravans of like 10 to 15, maybe 30 people, tantrums, poor sleep, animals passing out, different, what are you breaking, mate? Different kind of seasons and stuff. Like we had, this location was the opposite seasons to Salvation. Salvation was on, what do you call it, the lower hemisphere, southern hemisphere, so we had different seasons. Quellen was permanent summer, so we had really good growing all year round. It was great, it really helped. We didn't need as much electricity there, which was great. And then this location was the reverse, so when we moved up here it was like thick of winter, and everybody I brought up here at the time was like struggling because, well, I didn't really have anywhere to house them. So it's been really fucking interesting. I just don't get to like start games very often, or like look at like new stuff and whatever, because it's a long time between games realistically for me. I'm curious, however, with this amount of pawns, do you have forsake range, or do you go melee, since what added particles from ranged weapons I think cause a bit of more lag? I have no idea. Look, everybody's allowed to pick up whatever weapon they're interested in. If I've got people that have got, like, what do you call it, bios, like shooting as their preference, I will get them a gun. If they got melee as their preference, I'll get them whatever weapon that will do melee and stuff like that. I will take, you know, if I'm going to go out to, say, an attack quest or something like that, where it's like, hey, there's going to be like 18 people, I'll take like 25 so people and just absolutely rip through the place. A few people that have got melee weapons won't so much be like, they'll have a different skill set. For instance, like this person's got barely any of that. I don't care that they can't shoot or they can't melee, they're a cook. That to me is really important. Like, they're not using their cooking skill at the moment because I literally just have that to feed my entire colony. So that's not enough. That's why I'm trying to get like their kitchen and shit up and running up here, even if I can just move shit in place and stuff. But some people have, like, you know, you're a decent melee, stuff like that. I'll take them into battle. I'll also generally equip them with like psychic shock lances. So there's got to be at least like one person in this vicinity kind of like roaming around with one. But I used that to take at least 17 prisoners from one attack quest. There was like 18 total and I took 17. And it was just like, yeah, this whole entire encampment's coming home with me. There's Nikki, she's got one. So yeah, she's got high shooting, she's got melee. I can use her for either, but I'll use her for a psychic shock lance first. Like, none of that is really a problem. Like, the game is actually, as of today, running the best it's run in over a year, because my last map location was really glitched out. So there was a lot of things that were like slowing us down and were just not running very well because it was the problem. As soon as I moved from that location, this is basically how everything is. It's fucking fantastic. It's really nice, you know. Like, beforehand when we had 243 people, it was like this. Like, constantly. except longer. So yeah, now we're at 245 and it's running great. I haven't changed anything. We're still on closed mods playthrough. So whatever mods I started with, the 6 mods I started with, and 2 of them are what Hugs Live in Harmony. And the others, hold up, what's my little list? I almost know this shit off by heart, but I don't. EdB Prepare Carefully. Wild Reproduction. Wild Reproduction's not working at the moment. Drop all inventory and deep stack. That's it. That's all I've got for mods and stuff. So it's not like it's running too badly. In all honesty, like I just don't have a lot of stuff. I also don't have any of the DLCs either. So yeah, this is just core game with 6 mods. And I think arguably 2 of them are compatibility. So the rest of it seems to be fine. Like, I tend to zoom in a lot to kind of like just show what's going on and stuff, but even zoomed out, it's fine. Like when we have a raid and stuff, I'd love to Costa, get out of there. I'd love to see how a raid would go. I'm not asking to get raided, but it would be nice to kind of see how that goes, considering the last month or so has been brutal, with the coolant site just ripping everything. Like, we basically had it that if I was in a trade, right? If I was in a trade situation, we'd pop up with that window and stuff, and every single thing I moved my mouse over would kind of like Windows 98, how, you know, like if I can hover over something, like see the hotkey, oh, it's behind my butt. Yeah, hotkey 3 little thing tabbed up there, like that pops up. Like everything that pops up would stay up. It would just cover the whole fucking screen. Like we couldn't see or do anything. It was shit. So yeah, I tested a whole bunch of things offline one day, and I'm like, the game works just fine so long as I can get the fuck off the map. If I can't get off the map, then it's just going to get progressively worse, which it did. It got to a point where we had 5 minutes loading times, and it was getting progressively worse. And as we saw at the start of tonight, it's instant. It's just, oh, I'm reloading the game. Cool. We're already in the game, you know. So it's really nice. It's nice to have that back, especially since it's only like, what, 20 seconds to a minute tops to load in now, instead of where it was getting progressively closer to 5 minutes. So I was starting to make decisions based on whether or not I wanted to reload a situation. Like, I will always save before beating the shit out of a colonist, because I know that there's a chance I'm just going to kill them. And I'm not letting them die that way. Finally, Bulk's trader. Oh, it's passing by. All right, hold on. Who have I got in the area? I've got Weeks. She's not that good at it. Pumpkin should be pretty fucking tank for social, shouldn't she? Nah, she's plants. I forgot that one. Let's see. I don't think anybody in this section's good for, except for... No, it's not. Is it Coopsy? Yeah, it's Coopsy. Alright, cool. Mate, can you just do a trade for us for a hot second? Because I want to get the drugs off my fucking colony so we can stop flogging everybody. It'd be great. Yeah, you remember that, Mirthless. It was getting to a point, I gotta admit, I'm really lucky that I can talk like it's fucking nothing. Because the 3 minutes or so that you get the loading screen, I could have a full fucking conversation about anything in that time. Do that 3 or 4 times in a row, about 9 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, yeah, it tops out after a while. Let's see, I don't want Labradors. What else you got? Donkeys, no. Packers, no. They're on auto slaughter. I do have thrombo calves. I do have a lot of thrombo calves at the moment. Maybe... Nah, you're like 5. Internet used to be so slow. Yeah, the other thing too is our internet finally got updated too. So we had 3 weekends with no internet, and what else we have? We had like random fucking outages for like a couple of days at a time in this area. It was shit, and they finally fucking finished upgrading it and stuff, so it's not too bad now. So that's nice. Like, I can't say it's perfect. It's only been like a week, but we'll see. We'll see how shit goes. And look, if it's nice, at least then it's a bit smoother for like output and shit for you guys, so that's always good. I kind of do want to get you guys random books and shit. Like, I've got to get a bookshelf and stuff, but that's fine. I don't need limestone blocks. I'm mostly just picking up the shit that I do need, and haven't really got, because I either had to leave it behind or for whatever reason we just don't have it now. Like, I could really do with clothes and shit for them. That would be nice, but I don't want to spend my money on that. Nobody's getting a green slate bed. I want a green slate bed, but we can't have nice things. As for the hospital beds, I left behind like 60, I think. Always sold them. Still have a lot of prisoners. Alright, so I've got steel. I don't have that kind of money, but I do have 5 baby thrombo calves. I'm pretty sure it's a 3. Alright, 3, and what else we got? We've got 1 male. Big boy is also a male, so we don't have to worry about that. We can get rid of you. That's a couple of grand. I also have got a lot of horses. I have a lot of animals, like a shit ton of animals. Let's get rid of you. And the yaks I kind of want to keep. They give me meat, they give me milk. They're fine. The horses I'm not riding out anywhere soon. Muffaloes, there we go. That tips the scales. It's a shame they don't want the drugs though. Like, you know, the one and only thing I want to sell out of my base, they don't actually buy. Which is a shame, but it's fine. I did leave behind... No, I took all of that, and I took all of that as well, so that's fine. They'll be coming in like the last 2 caravans, probably. And I think one of the chem reactors is coming up in that. There we go. Where does that land? I'm hearing it like, oh, in there. It's an interesting place to put it. I love seeing where they put stuff. Because sometimes they put it in really interesting places. Dorsey, mate, you going for a sleep? You're going for a sleep. Wolverine is cleaning dirt. Franklin, can you do building? You can. While everybody's asleep, can I get you to work on this? And who else is around? Not you. I just want to grab people that are already awake and have good construction. And Marja, no. Ludo, you look like you're hauling stuff. Land looks like you're hauling. You're new. You can't do construction. I need to get them some learning thingies. Whatever the fuck they are. I can't remember. But yeah, I need to get my hands on some of those because I have a lot of people coming in. Oh, there we go. Silverware can do it. And she's a night owl. Let's get you up here because it's nighttime. So a lot of the animals are asleep. They're not automatically just going to roam away, which means I can get doors built. You'll often find in the middle of the night I'll break down a wall and I'll put up a door like super fast. Lincoln, mate, I know you're going for a walk, but can you work on that door? I know you got good construction. I just saw him in passing and I'm like, I know you. I trust that you're capable of doing stuff. I do remember a good portion of my colonists and what they do. There is a large group, about 21 people, that I have no fucking clue because I took 21 prisoners at one time. At the moment I've got 29. Well, a few people have already joined the colony, but the point is when I take in a lot of people at the same time in one big hit, it can be really difficult to remember who the fuck can do what. But a lot of the people that I've kind of gotten used to either being on Quillen or from here, I've kind of readapted to knowing what the fuck they can and can't do. Like Seahorse, I don't know if you can do construction. You can. Silverware, what about you? 13, you're 15. Let's get you working on that one then. Because Lincoln's working on this, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright. Now that I've put a doorway here, you'll notice that they're all starting to walk through here. Like, they can still cross over the little fence here, and they will. But I want them to be able to access these bedrooms from another space other than here. And this section in here will clear out. I do want to get rid of this here. And since it's kind of all... I think this is all mountainous. No, over there's mountainous. This isn't. I guess if that's not mountainous and that's just like not growable, what I might end up doing is like slam a whole shit ton of solar down here. Just in like this little section across here. That might be a good idea. I'm going to put it at the back anyway. That's what this section in here is for, if you're not quite sure about measurements and stuff. So here to here will fit solar, and I could fit a whole shit ton there. Here to here is about the blast radius of a turret. So the solar panels should be fine. And the solar panels should also kind of prevent the rooms from getting just decimated. Originally I had it that it was a single file room a little bit bigger than this, and I had double the space for solar panels at the back, but in all realisticness, I have a shit ton of people, and the amount of bedrooms I had was only going to realistically house about 80 people. So I had to triple them, at least. That should mostly, I'm not doing the maths on that, but that should be pretty much sorting them out, I'm sure of it. And they're partially way through getting the kitchen-y areas and stuff done. So once they've got this enclosed, at least one of these two areas enclosed, I'll make them build the coolers and stuff, and I'll probably take power up, because I'm going to do this on a half-split base of power, unlike the previous two locations where I did quads. I'm going to pretty much... I could still divide this into a quad. I wanted to cut it off here in the center, and I could take that and power it off to the sides. I could still do that. It's still a possibility, which means if one section goes down due to a power outage,